The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storylines with Nick Eatman.
What is up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. I'm Nick Eatman here in Oxnard, California. One of the last 2 days here of training camp, but it was the last day of physical practice here, and I'm going to stress physical practice here in Oxnard. This team's ready to get back to Dallas, or ready to hit somebody else, I guess, because they definitely were hitting on each other here today. A lot of fights going on here. It was crazy, man. And you'll probably see them. Probably have seen them already, social media. But a lot of battling going on, especially in the trenches there. And that's where the competition usually where it starts here. It's getting hot. It's getting guys are getting kind of tired of the redundancy of all of it, and I think it kind of spilled over to today's practice. Sam Williams, Tyler Biadasz getting after it pretty good. Micah Parsons. There's some punches being thrown. That's probably not what you want to see with guys wearing helmets, but you want them to compete. You want them to fight. You want them to battle. Sometimes you take it a little too far. As long as at the end they can come together, then I think that's what you want for sure. And that's what happened, I think, today. Hopefully it doesn't spill over into anything else. But then this is last practice. This might be one where this is kind of the culmination of a lot of things. Because Tyler Biadasz, I'll tell you, has been kind of chippy this entire camp. So not a huge surprise there that he was in the middle of a couple of them. But yeah, defense didn't like the way some of the things happened on offense and vice versa, and it carries over. So in the second segment, we're going to get a chance to talk to one of these offensive linemen, not one that was in the fight, but the one that's been in a bunch or been a bunch of scraps over the years, and that's Zack Martin. Get a chance to kind of chat with him. Really excited about sitting him down here. So we'll have some questions. Already have some questions kind of lined up for him and chat with the GOAT, and still one of the best players in all of football. So we're excited about talking with him. Now, other than fights, how'd the practice look? I think the offense is looking really good as far as the speed goes. There were a couple of drills today, a couple of team sessions where you just look out there and you see Deuce Vaughn out there. You see a Turpin, you see Gallup, you see Cooks, you see CeeDee Lamb. That is going to be a problem for defenses. The way that they go so wide with their offense now, this West Coast or Texas Coast offense, whatever, it's definitely going to be a problem for teams that can't match the speed. You can tell that's a mismatch. The mismatches are something that this offense is trying to find, and when you get that much speed out there in open spaces, it is going to be an issue, and it was for this Cowboys defense a while. Now, that being said, they got down into the red zone, to the 1, the 2 yard line, and some of these drills couldn't punch it in. A lot of talk about, maybe Zeke would have gotten that one, or other running backs. Again, it's not taking guys to the ground, so it is kind of hard to say what would have been a stop or not. But and there would have been some plays where I think that Dak would have been a guy that maybe tries to punch it in on quarterback sneaks. That's not stuff we're going to see here in practice like this. But still, very competitive all the way around, and I think that's what you want out of your practices. You want the defense to have times. You want the offense to have some times. You want to be battle. You want to have it all a mix. And that's pretty much what we've seen. Now, when it comes to number 11, no one's really been able to block them. And all of camp, all of really in the league the last couple of years. So nothing's really changed there. It's tough to evaluate a Matt Waletzko or even a Chuma Edoga or any offensive tackle, Terrence Steele for that matter, when it's like, well, he gave up a sack, or 2 or 3 or 9 to Micah. That's par for the course. That's kind of what he's on another level right now. So he's been unbelievable. He's been he has been the best player of camp, and just he looks ready to go for the season. He really does. And he, of course, like I said, he mixed it up in there today. So, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna get Zack Martin up here, and we're gonna let him answer some questions. We've been excited to talk to him. So we're gonna go to break. Be right back here on Cowboys Storyline.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Back to Cowboys Storylines.
Welcome back to Cowboys Storylines. I'm Nick Eatman, joined by the man, Zack Martin. He's been the man of the week, but really been the man of all of camp. How about all since 2014, since you got here? So excited to have you. Thanks for coming by here. And just how's these last couple days been? You feel like you're trying to get it all in?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. Luckily we're able to figure things out, and then headed out here Monday afternoon, and it was just great to see everyone. I've been missing everyone the last 3 weeks, and kind of get acclimated here these last couple of days. Get out there, get some individual work in, get some conditioning work in, and then start easing my way into some team drills and getting ready for week one. Yeah.
So you say easing yourself into team drills. You weren't in team drills today.
Yep.
Probably a good thing, but I mean, this is normal for camp. Of some fights going on out there. It was intense. I mean, where's the line on that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that's training camp. When you're practicing against the same guys every single day, especially this late in camp, there's going to be some scuffles here and there. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to realize we're on the same team, but there's nothing wrong with those friendly scuffles out there in training camp.
What does a punch to a face mask do? Like is it?
Well, it doesn't hurt because you got
right.
something protecting you.
Right.
So
it could hurt the hand.
Yeah, you go open hand, or you just we're talking a lot about gripping them up and just try to viper up. So, but it was good today. It was a good physical practice, and big for our football team.
Tyler Biotish he's been kind of scrappy all of camp. I mean, nothing like that what we saw today, but we kind of been seeing it out of him a little bit. And you see like him kind of taking his game and maybe the leadership to another level.
Yeah, and that's why I stayed in touch with him all during my deal or whatever, and that's what I told him. I was like, man, you got to take this to your advantage. When I'm not there, you're going to be a guy a lot of guys look to. So take advantage and get used to that, because eventually you're going to be the guy in here running things.
I only will ask one about money contract. I know we're turning the page, we're moving on, but it's something you said in the press conference yesterday about you never, even yourself, you never would have thought of yourself as a holdout guy. Was there something that you just had, you know what, I'm getting to a certain age, like, I've got to do this for me, I got to take care of?
Yeah, it was just something I felt really strongly about. I felt that, something that I had earned and deserved, and I really felt strongly about it, and I just figured with my agent's help and just kind of understanding the situation, that the only way that this probably was going to happen, and if I really wanted it to happen, something like this was probably going to happen. So not what I wanted to do, but I'm glad I got out here a few weeks before that week one game, so I can get ready.
I believe in irony, coincidences, stuff like that. I mean, the same day this all broke, the same day you were the 99 Madden. I mean, anything
No, it wasn't. There was nothing. That was my decision to do what I did was made up well before that. But it was funny how that came out. right next to each other.
Well, this is a fan show, as I kind of told you about it. I got some fans, tons of questions here. I'm going to just pick a little bit. But one of them was about Madden. Dustin Lowmiller, he says, do you play Madden? And also, who else would you have in the 99 club for this team?
I don't play Madden. I have played it before, but I'm not a big video game guy. Yeah. I don't play a lot of video games. You got to look at number 11. Yeah, I'm at home watching tape, and 11's the guy that keeps showing up. The guy's special, very special player.
In the last segment, I kind of asked, how do you evaluate a Let's Go and Terrence coming back and these guys when it's like, it's hard time blocking him. Well,
I think it's more just how they respond after each play. Trust me, it's hard to line up there and block them once, let alone 10 times in a row. So it's all about how you respond. I know ever since I've been here, that was a big thing we've always talked about is, you're going to have those plays, but how do you come back and how do you refocus and lock in?
All right, another question. Jason Anderson, huge fan, also Notre Dame fan as well. Been fun watching you. What do you think is missing from this O-line to becoming a great again like in 2016? Are we close to recapturing that? Will Solari help?
I think the most important thing is that we can just stay healthy and continue to get those reps together. All great lines have one thing in common, and that's the continuity and the ability to stay healthy and play together. So, We've got a long way to go, but I'm really confident in this group. I really like this group. We got some great veteran leadership along with some really talented young guys. So it should be a fun year.
Ed Schaefer kind of goes on to Solari again. What does he change? What has he changed, or has he influenced? What are some of the things that he can kind of bring to the table?
Yeah, I think he brings an edge to our group. The guy's got energy all day. He's done it for a very long time. Had a lot of success at everywhere he's been. And that energy and that constant message that he's giving us every day, that stuff rubs off on guys.
All right, this one, Carolyn Williams said, I know you only wanted to play for Dallas. Was there ever a time during the holdout that you thought maybe it was going to be another team or maybe even retiring?
I looked at every possible scenario there, but at the end of the day, there was no question I didn't want to play anywhere else. I want to play my entire career here in Dallas, and luckily, hopefully, I'll be able to do that.
I'm going to ask you one more. This is one from our producer here, Chris Beam. He really wanted to know, and I don't know this, your Twitter handle.
Yeah.
The GOB.
Yeah.
Where does it originate from?
Yeah, that originates my freshman year of high school. I was playing basketball. I was on the JV team, and there was a couple seniors that said I looked like a goblin. And literally that nickname stuck ever since. Everyone back home in Indianapolis, guys, girls, parents, everyone calls me Gob. So that's been my nickname.
What is the scouting report of Zack Martin's basketball game? We take you down in the paint.
I was a basketball guy at first. I always wanted to play basketball, and then I was a 5-man, so not many 6'4" 5-man out there, but. He had a little short corner jumper, and then obviously pounded it down low and went up and got the rebounds. Rebound the miss, and then finally put it in.
I bet you've hurt some rims a little bit dunking,
Hey, I can get up there. I don't know about it anymore.
Did you dunk today?
No, I don't. Probably not. I can get the rim.
Yeah, that's good. Good enough. I'd like to see that. I always would love to see the football players play basketball. Yeah. The coaches and GMs would not. Like don't turn any ankles or anything like that. But it is fun to see. Athletes are.
Yeah, I love to go out there and shoot around. I haven't played a pickup game in a while, but to go out there and shoot around a little bit, I enjoy it.
Yeah, you hit the three.
I like to think I do.
You're going to get down in the paint. They're like, Zach, get down in the paint. All right. Yeah. Anyway, we love having you here. Thank you so much for answering some of these questions. I'm so glad to have you in camp, and I know the fans are as well. So thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
That's All Pro 99 Club, Zack Martin. We will be right back to answer the rest of your questions on Cowboys Storyline.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Cowboys Storylines.
Welcome back to Cowboys Storyline here, final segment. Usually this is a segment where we talk to a lot of the fans, get the fans' questions and things like that. We had Zack Martin just now. Really wanted him. The first practice of camp, or the first show, wasn't here. But hey, this is great. Now, instead of doing fan questions, I thought what I'd do is bring some of my teammates here. Had a great team. We're going to start it off. Haley Sutton, this is your first camp here. Haley, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is so fun.
Can you follow?
I'm going to do my best. I don't know. Zach brings a lot of quiet personality to a lot of the rooms that he's in, especially when it's one-on-one. I like to think I have a big personality.
Yeah. Well,
so maybe.
Yeah, you certainly do. What has this camp been like for you? Kind of tell people what you've kind of done, what some of the fun things you've done, and just what are you looking forward to? When we go to Seattle coming up.
Yeah, I don't think I knew what to expect going into training camp just because I am so new to the NFL. The only training camp I'd covered previously was the Dolphins, and it's nothing like this. So I didn't really have any expectations, but man, it's just been so cool just to see the ins and outs of the operation, what it takes to move a training camp from Frisco, Texas, out here to Oxnard. Getting to know the guys a little bit better. You see a different side of them whenever you're eating meals right across the way from them and interacting as they're all riding past their bikes. But I'm excited for this group, and I know as Cowboys fans we have a tendency to say this is our year. Yeah. But I'm feeling that a little bit more this season. I think just the competitive nature that we get to see out here.
What does our year mean?
I think this is the year.
Does that mean what it means? Okay.
I think so. And listen, I know I'll probably get roasted on that by so many people, but the reality is that this team has been this close for the last 3 seasons every year. You can tell they've taken a step up in terms of their competitive nature, in terms of their work ethic, the things that we've been able to see out here at training camp and how hard they've been going within the rules, obviously. But it just feels a little bit different, and you felt that last year, and I didn't think we would top that feeling last year. But man, coming into this year, just seeing how locked in they are, seeing how serious Mike McCarthy is, getting into the play calling and really getting more involved into the offense, it feels a little special.
Feels special. I like it. Hey, I've been. This was your first camp. This is my 26th. Getting over the hump would be great. And I know producer Chris Beam right here. He's been here for just as long. He would appreciate that as well. One of the things you've done so many things. One of the things that's coming up here this week, I know you're really excited about, and you should be, is the documentary that you've been writing, producing, and with a team of Kevin Timmons and Amber Garcia and Hayden Gates, but you really had a huge role in this. Tell us a little bit about a documentary coming up.
Yeah, a documentary is something that I've always wanted to kind of cross off of my bucket list. When I was working in Alabama, I had a hiking series, so I kind of got rid of the series side of it. I already crossed that off, but we had lunch that one time with Larry Wansley, who is the former director of security for the Cowboys, and he just casually sat down with us at lunch one day and told us about a sniper that was trying to take out Tom Landry on Monday Night Football, and ever since I had that conversation with him, 8 months ago at this point, it's really stuck with me. So it's been really fun diving into that story. It's called Close to the Vest. It'll air this Thursday on all of our platforms as well as on CBS 11. But it takes an inside look at how the Cowboys security staff handled a sniper threat on Monday Night Football against the Rams out here in California.
Yeah.
And it just dives into that 1986 season and how it was a crazy year across the board. I don't want to give too much away, but really excited. I'm really grateful to all of the people. We have Tony Dorsett. We flew out here to chat with Al Michaels. He's the one who was on the broadcast. So a lot of really great stars coming up in that one, and I can't wait for everybody to get to hear this crazy story that's a part of our history.
Yeah, great storytelling, and just really, really a good job from everybody to kind of put their heads together and say, how can we tell this story? And I know you said this is your first documentary, but you definitely did a great job. So we're excited to show everybody that as well. And I know you'll be hosting the countdown to kickoff this week in Seattle. I know you're excited about that first road game, I guess, with the Cowboys.
Yeah, it is my first road game, and I've actually never been to Seattle before. It's been on my bucket list, and we've got Isaiah Standback on our team who's been talking up the city of Seattle, so it better live up to the expectations that he's built up. But just really excited to see another game, another preseason game, and like you said, first road one.
Do you watch wrestling at all?
No.
Okay, well, but still, you know what like a tag team match is.
Yeah.
The guy tags in. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to tag it. I got Kyle Yeoman sitting up here. We appreciate Haley. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to rotate all the team members here. So here comes Kyle. He's going to come in here. Haley, thanks for joining us.
Nick.
Close to the Vest. Documentary coming up. Haley Sutton. Now we're bringing in Kyle Yeomans. Kyle, what's up, man?
What's going on? First time on StoryLine.
Yeah. I mean, we had Zack Martin, and now we're getting the team.
You're getting better as you go along, right?
Younger.
That's a good way to put it.
Younger. Yeah. And then we'll have Nick, and then Patrick. Okay. Anyways, what have you seen? What have you seen at camp out here so far?
Well, it's been intense, especially today. Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, the intensity has been there from day one. I think it's only ramped up, and you would think that maybe the last day in Oxnard, everybody's a little riled up. You've already had one preseason game, but a lot of these starters didn't really get a chance to really get out there and hit anybody. You would think it would be the Tuesday practice when fans were out here, and it was packed, and it was loud, and there was lots of energy. It wasn't. No, it was no fans and just pure competition. It was really – today might have been my favorite practice to cover as a part of the Cowboys. This is my third training camp in Oxnard, fourth total because we had the one kind of half training camp in Frisco in 2020. But this was as fun as any practice I've ever covered. Whoa. It was a blast to be around it. You and I got to do training camp live.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell us about training camp live.
If you haven't watched it yet and you're listening to StoryLine, you finish StoryLine and then go over and watch training camp live.
This isn't one of these great calls, okay? A blind man could have seen that there was about to be a fight. That's what we said on the air, like, here comes a fight, and it certainly was. You could just tell that Sam Williams and Brock Hoffman, right? But Biotish has been wanting to throw hands this whole camp, and he did. He got a chance to today.
Yeah. I think, and honestly, after hearing background, we were just watching it unfold live, and there were 3 reps back and forth. Yeah. The first one was Sam Williams. Brock Hoffman won the rep.
Yeah.
Second one, Sam Williams kind of fell down, and there was some push and shoving, just a little bit of animosity there. And then the third one, Sam Williams won the rep with an underneath swim move, got around the guy and was there for what would have been a sack. And then that's when things went kind of unhinged. And that was the first scuffle. And then there was a second one later where Biotish, kind of carrying over from the first scuffle, was involved with Micah Parsons. So I think it's good competition. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was injured. You're good to go. At least going into the Seattle game, and it's one of those things where it's competition. It's the last day. Everybody's ready to go home. Everybody's ready to see their family and kind of be back at their own house. It's definitely it's an interesting time of camp, and you saw it out on the practice field.
Yeah. Who has been your MVP other than Parsons?
Other than Parsons,
you can't say that. Well, has he been the MVP?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Matt, he's out.
I think he has been. He'd probably be the easy one. Man, that's really tough. I think Dak is, even though the national narrative is the interceptions in camp, I actually think he's been pretty good at camp, and I think he's been crisp at times. And then it would have to go probably to the young wide receiver group. Jalen Tolbert might be my MVP of camp, which is crazy for me to talk about because usually it's CeeDee Lamb or in the past Michael Gallup has shown up. Even before that, I mean, it was guys like Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks coming and kind of filling that veteran role. I think I'd give it to Jalen Tolbert.
Nice.
I do an MV practicer, most valuable practicer, after every camp, and I tweet it out. And the only person to win it twice is Jalen Tolbert. Until today, Michael Parsons won his second.
Yeah, that's awesome. We talked with Haley just now. She talked a little bit about what she's doing with the documentary, and you've helped some on some documentary we got coming up with War Stories. But I know you're really excited about last week getting to call the game from the booth at AT&T Stadium, whole game, play-by-play. What was that experience like?
Man, dreams come true, really. You get to sit in the network booth and get to call a game for a team that you grew up cheering for. I mean, I grew up in Waco. I've always been a Cowboys fan, and I always knew I wanted to do play-by-play. That's the passion. Mm-hmm. That's what I love doing, and that's ultimately the goal for me as a broadcaster, is to be a really good play-by-play announcer. And the fact that I got to do that with a great group, Bill Jones, Isaiah Stanback, Haley on the sideline. My wife even was in the building because she got to be a technical director. She has some production background, so she did a great job. It was just a moment where, especially right before kickoff and the towels were waving and you were kind of seeing the team run out, you kind of had to take it all in, and it was so much fun. I've gotten a great amount of feedback. Had a lot of support over the last couple days, and it's only going to continue to build. I mean, we got to get better, got to keep on going, but man, it was so fun.
Don't tell Kyle that preseason games are meaningless.
No, it was a lot for me. It meant a lot to me, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And you'll be in the booth again with Bill Jones and Isaiah in Seattle this week.
Different role, not play-by-play this time. I'll do color, which is a little out of my comfort zone. I mean, I didn't play at a professional level, but I know the game enough, and I've been around it enough to where I feel like I can produce and find some good talking points.
Throw it down to me a little bit on the sideline, if you will.
That's Bill. See, that's not going to be me. I'm not throwing it down. You got to talk to Bill Jones.
All right, I'll be on the sideline.
I'll try and nudge him a little bit. Like, go down to Nick.
All right, tag team back again. Here we go. We're going to move on. So we got Nick Harris is going to be coming this way. Got the whole team, man. I got the whole team coming. I got Derek on the second show. So now we're going to start. Nick Harris, what is up, man?
Yeah, it's the first time Nick and Nick.
I know.
We do too good, they're going to give us a show. So we got to make sure and temper expectations here.
And if it was at night, it would be called Nick at Night. No,
Nick
that's the column. We debuted a column yesterday.
Yep.
Today? Yesterday. I mean,
last
2
night.
days ago.
Yep.
Last night. Okay. First of all, Nick Harris is his first training camp, first year with the Cowboys, replacing Rob Phillips-ish, even though it was a while. But tell us what your background is a little bit, if fans don't know where you've come from here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started on draft day. Round one was my first day as well. So me and Mozzie Smith got integrated in the building on the very first day.
Twins.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say that. But I come from the college football recruiting world. 4 years of experience working at 24/7 Sports and Rivals, and just kind of parlaying that into somehow someone being dumb enough to hire me. So thanks, Nick. Thanks, Derek.
Well, I mean, if you really want to get a headache, just think about covering recruiting in Texas. It's mind-boggling. Mind-blowing, whatever. I mean, it's just wow, like all the stuff you have to do.
There was a lot of mind-blogging as well.
Yeah, true. I mean, and just covering 5 states and every 3-star recruit and up, or 2-star, whatever, and calling parents and chasing down 18-year-old kids. I don't know how you did it, but when you told me all this, I was like, oh man, you'll fit in great here. This will be easier for you.
I appreciate it. It's been good. It's been really good.
What has camp been like for you here? What's kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's been an interesting camp, and only, I have a snapshot view of what training camp is because this is my first time, but I would still feel like it would be a weird camp just because Zack Martin hasn't been here. It rained for like 3 days.
True. But,
we're going back home for the first preseason game. So kind of a weird camp overall, but I guess get all the knacks out of the way on the first one, right?
Yeah, you're right. A lot of things that we've never really seen before, and just like I've never really interviewed another Nick on the set here. So this is another first. You said a snapshot, and that caught my eye because it's always more you can do. And I've impressed you. You grab your own camera. You got your own camera out here taking photos. You just like doing. I think you've had to do that, right? Before.
Absolutely. It's part of my tool bag. So I felt like integrating it, and it's been really good as well. So keep everybody on their toes a little bit, maybe.
The column that we talked about, Nick at Night. You'll be doing that every Tuesday during the season at in the evening time. What what do you think the theme of your column will be? What kind of style do you want to bring here?
Yeah, it's trying to be just barbershop talk, kind of. You know, I really do appreciate my barber, and whenever I go in and we're able to just talk shop, and there's no pressure around it, and we have constructive conversation, and I kind of want it to feel like that, but also just maybe even like having a beer with your buddy and just talking, like I'm talking me to you right now. That's how I want it to feel whenever I'm writing to the audience. And actually, Patrick Walker helped me out with that a lot earlier in the week, because I was just kind of bouncing ideas off of him when it came to putting that column together, and he was like, man, with me it's just about talking to the person in front of you, and that's all you can really do, and that helped me tremendously. That's kind of what I'm trying to accomplish there with it.
Have you ever covered a boxing match before, and did you feel like you did today, like a little bit?
Right, yeah. I've covered wrestling before, but I've never covered boxing, so definitely a first for me today. But
like real wrestling or
real
WWE?
Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, real, like the state
it's all
wrestling.
real. Sorry, it's all real. It's just scripted. I apologize to the purists. But this one was some hands being thrown around.
It was fun.
Here.
It was fun to see the intensity. It was funny because we were talking about it with Mike McCarthy in his press conference, or maybe in his walk-off after the press conference today, and we were like, so there hasn't been any fights at practice. Why is that? And sure enough, it happened. And then Mike McCarthy found the media group after, and he said, "You guys planted this. Y'all did this." So it was a fun moment. But it's good to see. Honestly, you need that intensity, especially going into the season, and you want that.
As long as, and I say this because I remember there was at least one time at training camp I saw it where it starts at here and it goes to the locker room and then it gets nasty and then that's personal and all that. As long as it can start and end here, then I think that's healthy, and hopefully that's what happens here. All right, we go to Seattle this week. What are you looking forward to seeing in the game against the Seahawks?
The RB2 situation is still something that's very fluid, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing develop as that game goes on. Deuce Vaughn was the hero in the last game, but I think there was a lot to like from Rico Dowdle as well, aside from his fumble.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Malik Davis get more valuable opportunities. He came in with the first team, or quote-unquote first team, and went against the Jacksonville first team against the Jaguars, and didn't really have many opportunities to find some holes whenever the offensive line got settled. So I want to see him get some opportunities and just kind of see that room develop. That's really what I want to see.
About the quarterback position, I mean, I know that Cooper Rush and Will Grier are the only other backups here. Do you feel like Will Grier has a chance to maybe unseat Cooper? I mean,
I don't believe so. I think we actually talked about it in the mailbag this morning. I really like what Cooper Rush has done specifically here at training camp. He's a model of consistency, and every single day he comes out here, you're going to get the same product from Cooper, and you know what that is. And I've been writing about that, and Mike mentioned that today in his press conference as well, so it was like, hey, I'm doing something right.
There you go, yeah.
But talking about Will Grier, he's still doing great things. He got a lot of playing time against Jacksonville. He's going to be that home run type of guy. I think if you want to have two different backups that have two completely different stylistically style games, then you have those two guys here already.
And then last one, individually, you're on Talking Cowboys, not individually, but you're on the show Talking Cowboys with Kyle, Isaiah, John Machota. Be doing some different things there. What do you like out of the podcast? What is you've had some experience on podcasts, but what do you like out of the Talking Cowboys?
Yeah, Talking Cowboys. I think we really I think we have a healthy balance of getting into the nitty gritty of what's going on the field and with the team, and then also just kind of letting loose at times. So if you're looking for that healthy balance, I feel like we do a good job of that. Isaiah brings so much knowledge to our table. I'm blessed to be able to be on a show with him, and then Kyle being the professional host that he is, and John having the experience on the beat. I feel like we have all bases covered.
Yeah, well, it's been.
I don't know what I bring though. You're gonna have to tell me that.
No, you bring a guy. I mean, just ready to work, man. I love having you so far. You've been a great addition to the team, and I know you were chomping at the bit to get here. We've been talking about this for a little bit to get you on board. So it was great when that finally happened. I remember calling you at about midnight, or you called me back, and you're like, we're doing this. I was excited. So.
Yeah, honestly, I'd love to tell that story a little bit. I was in New Orleans covering something from my last job. I was on like a 2-week a work trip out there, and made the decision driving back from a game in Lafayette, and called Nick whenever I got into my hotel and signed the thing and sent it in. So
yeah, you did.
It was done like
that.
that.
I think you waited for an NBA playoff game to be over or something like
Probably,
that, right?
I'm a huge NBA fan, so there's a high chance I was like, hey, wait till the end of this Heat game really quick.
Big Heat fan, big Jimmy Butler fan, though,
Huge,
right? If Jimmy
ginormous.
Butler went to another team, is that your favorite team?
Yeah, it's Jimmy Butler. I've been riding with him since his Tyler Junior College days. So
awesome. I love
here we
that.
are.
All right. Nick Harris, you can check him out, like I said, on Talking Cowboys. Also his column, Nick at Night, every Tuesday. And then also about 2 or 3 stories a day on our website. If he's not writing it, Patrick Walker is. We're going to get Patrick in there. Thanks, Nick, for coming by. All right, bud. See you, man. Here we go. Patrick Walker. What's up, man? This will be our final guest. Oh, sorry. Look at me leaving them hanging
Don't
here.
leave me hanging.
Just looking at the 6 cameras here. All right, Pat, what is up, man?
Hey, it was a fun day of practice here at Cowboys training camp. Final padded practice in Oxnard, and it went out with a bang.
Is it a split decision for the defense, or who wins the one?
It's a split decision. Offense got theirs in. Tyler Biadasz.
Draw?
Yeah, it's a draw. Tank and Micah, they got theirs in. So let's call it a draw.
Tank, as veteran as you are, get your helmet on when you're in the middle of that mix like that. No.
Tank says when it's time to go,
it's go
time.
Yeah,
it's go
you can't
time.
Go find the helmet.
It's go
time. That's kind of what you want every practice to be, a draw, right?
Yes.
I mean, offense, but the defense, you want that as a team that you're covering here.
Yeah, you do. And speaking about it from the aspect of reps, I mean, you even got that over the course of training camp as far as Dak Prescott and the offense getting their fair share of shots in with touchdowns and first downs and things like that. But then the defense and Trevon Diggs, I mean, it happened today alone. Within a span of 3 plays, you had Dak Prescott finding Michael Gallup for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then you had Trevon Diggs with a pick 6. So you love to see that.
Who has been your MVP of camp other than 11?
Other than Micah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with other than Micah. I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Brandon
like
Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks came in and made an immediate impact, and he's been making an impact for this team from OTAs through mini camp, training camp, not just with his on-the-field play, which we already know what he's capable of there, but we talked about it on Cowboys Break. It's also his impact on guys like Jalen Tolbert, on guys like CeeDee Lamb, that friendly competition as far as who makes the next big play. And then, of course, the fact that he elevates the weaponry for Dak Prescott and allowing Mike McCarthy to really take this Texas Coast offense to another level. So for me, I'm going to go Brandon Cooks since I can't go Michael Parsons.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always you got to start with the obvious. And you said it earlier, on Cowboys Break, and how dominant he's been. And I even asked Zack Martin in the segment before about how do you evaluate the other tackles when it's like, okay,
when it's unfair.
Yeah.
Micah just looks unstoppable, and I guess it's just a matter of understanding that Micah's going to do what Micah does. So whenever there is a rep that he doesn't win, maybe you give extra credit
right.
to that particular blocker,
right.
As opposed to just traditional credit. So I guess you have to evaluate it that way. But Micah's just on another level. But that's not to say that guys like Tyron Smith, who's looked very good in this camp, and some of these other edge guys, I mean, they're stepping up. Terrence Steele as well. But Micah's going to Micah.
Micah's going to Micah. What I love that he's done is not just getting to the quarterback. He stops the run on the outside. He snuffs some of these plays out. Not just one of those guys that's just thinking sack, get to the quarterback, and actually gives up running plays behind him. He actually has been disciplined in the run as well as still a pass rusher. That right there is lethal combination.
Yes, indeed. And that was something some of the Cowboys fans kind of asked me coming into this season, saying, what would I like to see Micah improve upon? And it's hard to evaluate a guy that is this good in so many things. But I pointed at the run defense and I said, it's just a matter of being able to know when to pull back and change gears and go out to the flat and peel off. And we're seeing that in camp. Now he can peel off, and today he had a play where he chased the running back down from behind, opposite side of the field. So the run defense has stepped up as well. Where's his weakness? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he was actually punching today, too. You know what I mean? Maybe his weakness is in his hand since he's hitting a face mask. Hopefully nothing wrong there. I'm going to let you talk about yourself here for a couple questions. Number one, also, like you said, Cowboys break. We're shuffling things around, and you joined Cowboys break. What have you liked so far about that team?
Cowboys break is always going to be fun when you're talking about it, and I've got to kind of reunite there with you a little bit this week.
Yeah.
But the traditional setup with Derek, myself, Ambar, and Brian, I mean, that's just such a wealth of knowledge and such a wealth of personality that it's fun to be able to engage and talk smart football, smart Cowboys football with Ambar and the guys. And tune in. I mean, it's going to be as fun as it's ever been.
Yeah, and then also on your column that you write every Thursday, the Science Lab, where you bring science into football. Explain to the viewers a little bit about that.
For those that haven't begun following me just yet, and what are you waiting on? My whole brand is built upon just the science of football and understanding that facts don't care about your feelings, and that includes me as well. So if you have a take that you're dug into and the facts disprove that, be willing to come off of that take. So every week, every Thursday, we break down what happened with the Cowboys last game, what to look forward to in the game to come, and that includes the good, the bad, and the ugly, always positioned in a way for you guys to be able to digest it.
All right, well, this is that's a great way to wrap this up. I wanted to get some teammates involved here. We certainly have done that. We end it with Patrick Walker, and Pat, thanks for stopping by. This will be the second to last show. We are going to have a show tomorrow on Cowboys Storyline. I'm looking forward to that. Forward. We'll see. I'm just going to say, I think Dak Prescott's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Well,
all right.
I don't know if they cut the
I
ball.
think he's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Bars.
I really do. Dak Prescott, hopefully on the show. If he's not, we will blame someone.
Forecast?
That's my forecast.
For
there
tomorrow?
you go. Okay, we go all day long here.
There's
all
the
right.
forward.
All right. Chris Beam's getting hungry over there. It's time to go. That's the end of Cowboys Storyline. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?